Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of Unapologetic, your number one podcast. This is the show where kings and queens tell their legacies and on. So get ready for the gems to drop and pull up to the table because we're ready.
Within the next like 5 to 6 years, so that's doable because it's companies that are local to where we are, and it's a plenty of them that don't leave the area, and they
Right.
hit 80 to 100 million in projects just within doing construction, kind of within the West Michigan area.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
for us, we have one of our advantages is we have the ability to work in multiple urban centers. So whether it's here in West Michigan, I know we've gotten some invitations and calls from different entities in Detroit. We've gotten calls to do work in
Wow.
Gary, Indiana, and things like that. And so we know
GI.
that
Wow.
yes, we know where our ceiling could be, but we also know where our floor is, and so it's
Mm.
very doable for us to be able to hit 100 mil in construction projects within the next 5 to 6 years. That's very doable, from
Oh,
our
man, I'm rooting
standpoint.
for you too, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Us too. That's fast growth. But one of the things is, like I said, I've been, working at this and in this space, since 2015. So I built up
Right.
enough, industry knowledge as well as enough relationships that can assist us in making sure we grow at a pace that's very measured to where we're not growing too fast, but we're also not growing too slow. But then sometimes you just gotta, throw it out there, and sometimes you just gotta be in your hustle and grind, season to where you're not getting the rest, but make sure you prioritize rest in those moments in which you can. So
Great point, bro. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
y'all.
But
That's a
hospitality,
gem. That's a
but
gem,
then
y'all.
also, yeah, also because we, me and my partners, we keep opening up different businesses, so it was also a strategic move. If we're going to keep opening up businesses, and we typically hire construction companies, keep that money in the
Right,
house.
to keep the pretty much even though you are the CMV, but you're also keeping other CMVs or construction companies on you guys' platform, but with your face. If I'm
Mhm.
putting it in the right perspective, so it's your face, but you're handing out other opportunities. There we go.
We Yeah, we are doing that, but we're also building our own projects. So the two bars that are the two hospitality spots in downtown Grand Rapids,
Right.
my construction company is going to be building those.
Yeah, I
You
see some
know,
pictures, man. If on LinkedIn, was that a part of it?
no, that was another project that we did.
Oh,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay. See,
so the
so
goal is
much.
yeah. So no, the goal is to definitely build our own projects. But then obviously we're open to doing business and helping fulfill those services for anybody in the community, whether locally or across the state from that standpoint. So yeah. So
Bro,
bro, it's just
that's
really just
oh
really growing the business.
wow.
Because to me, I believe our construction is the vehicle that'll get us, to a good revenue size. To then we'd be able to not only, offer quality jobs for different folks in the community, but also allow us to, give back at a very sustainable and significant level. Whether that's us, funding, kids to go to college, whether that's,
Mm.
assisting, because we know housing is an issue. So, we
Oh,
could be temporary
that's a great one.
housing. So it's a lot of things that once you fill up your cup, you can pour from in the ways in which you feel. And so that's what our goal is to, continue to fill our cup up and give back. One of the best ways businesses give back is by employing people. And so that's what we've been
Oh
able
yeah,
to do is employ people in our businesses. And we look to continue to do that.
bro. And just from what you just told me, man, the first half of our conversation, man, you really have leveled up in a whole different way that I didn't even expect, bro. This is what I love, man. This is what our platform brings individuals like yourself, man, that people say move mountains. I want to move them. You're creating your own world.
I
Forget
appreciate
about
that. But even then, when we had our conversation, all of this stuff was in motion. So
yeah,
that's what I say. It's
yeah.
just one of those things to where everything happens over time. So like I've been working on being a construction management company since 2015. we've been working on our wine bar in Muskegon through
Yep.
design phase and stuff since 2021. Like sip coffee and cocktails since 2021. So all these
Amen.
things have been happening. They just, reach their level of maturity when it comes to their, peeking out of from underneath the surface. So then it becomes visible to everybody else.
Right.
But all these things we're working on, and even the stuff that isn't visible now, work is constantly happening. And then it really comes down to, once you build a reputation and you build the network, um, opportunities get brought to you. So the
Oh,
people who
yes.
are winning the most are those who are closest to the position to being winning. So
Mhm.
proximity to opportunities. So how close are you getting to an opportunity? So it's just like when, Steve Jobs, we always want to throw Steve Jobs out there.
Right.
What would it have been like if you were in the garage with Steve Jobs when he was building the first Macintosh computer? What is your life like, just being that
And
close to where you'd be just like, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but here's $500. What is that $500 investment then worth today? So
ooh.
how do you get yourself closest to opportunity? So who are
Yeah.
those who got motion? As we say, who got motion?
Right.
But you also, a lot of college scouts, can you pick who has next?
Mm.
So, you want to, so, it's the people who are looking to come up, but also the people who are quote unquote established. Are you scouting for the next talent? Like if this is the NBA, like who are you drafting?
Right.
What's that talent pipeline? So do I see somebody out there in the community that I could be just like, oh, bro, I like how bro is moving. Hey, let me go back and just like, kind of, do a little check-in, like, well, where bro head is, where
Right.
sis at, like what's she doing, how is she building her, whatever it is that she's doing. Can I be of support? Because you have to recognize and also cultivate talent too, not only to
Exactly. Yeah.
necessarily service what you're doing, but also to help the community. So a lot of times people get in position and they don't look back and they don't put a hand up or try to help other
Ooh.
people.
And that's
Like,
all we need to do.
yeah. So sometimes you just got to look back and see, all right, cool.
That's it.
Who's coming through the door, the path you blaze? Because you're not going to be the
Right.
first or the last, or you shouldn't be the first or the last, or you didn't do it right. So
Exactly.
who's coming right behind you? And how can you help them get to there faster? Because then they may go to that next level, from that standpoint. So you should never ever want to be the only one in position. You should never ever want to be the only one with means, because like that just creates a lot of ill
Yeah.
will from that standpoint. But also tell people at the same time, business and entrepreneurship, it's a team sport. So if I have my team and you have your team, or you may be an individual, that me working with my team and us continuing to build what we build. So, like the businesses and things that you mentioned, I have my team set. You don't see, if we're talking about professional sports, you don't see on Monday Steph Curry plays with the Warriors. Then on Thursday, he's playing with the Suns. And then
Right.
on Sunday, he's playing with the
Trailblazers.
Chicago Bulls. Like, he plays with his team. And
Yeah.
so people also, got to get out of their feelings when it comes to saying like, oh, this person or that person won't put me on their team. Did that person put you on? You don't got to get put on the team,
Team.
but
Right.
is that person putting you on? Is that person putting you in position, to,
Make a difference.
build your own team,
Right.
or to help you build value from that standpoint? Because sometimes people don't have the value that they perceive they have to help. Like on our teams, we're well machined and we're well functioning right now. So like if you're not coming at that level, like you're coming to a different level. So it's like the NBA and the G League.
Yep.
Like you're still in the
Perfect.
league,
Yeah.
but you're in the G League. So you got to work on yourself to get to the NBA.
NBA. Yep.
So, but you could be on an affiliated team. So you don't got to necessarily be on our team, but you could be affiliated.
I
And
like that.
sometimes people don't
I
feel
like
like
that.
that's good enough. They want to be on the team, but don't bring the value that they believe they bring. So yeah, it's a lot.
God, bro. Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of
It's a
people mad with this one.
it's a lot of things out there, but that's just factual. Like
Yeah.
and
Facts.
and I'll
Big
share this
facts.
story. When I was younger, and I was doing my thing, but I was just like, man. So I was working, as a director for this corporation, and I was just like, man, I'm ready to get outside and just start building my own thing. So I was already building my thing, but
Right.
it wasn't in a place where I could just fully leave where I was.
Right.
So it was this other person who was established leader. He's maybe about 10 years or so older than I was, or I am. And I was like, hey, bro, create a job for me over here so I can dip out of where I am.
Right.
And bro was just like, nah, bro, like you doing your thing over there, young lion, but like it's only room for one king of this jungle over here. This is what, so so the people got to understand the fact that, you know, you could be doing your thing and other people could be doing their thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that y'all all need to be under the same roof
Mm.
doing your thing. And so that was one of those things where I was like, man, like bro won't even, bro, see, I'm killing it out here.
Right.
Won't even open that door for me to come through. But years later, we end up partnering and doing business together and things like that. So it wasn't like he was like, nah, bro, I don't ever want to do anything. He was just saying, like, nah, like your path is your path and mine is mine. That don't mean that we can't, connect and do things but this isn't right for you
Right.
because it's not
It's
going to allow you what you think is going to allow you. So
right.
sometimes, rejection is protection and it's a blessing. So don't look at it
Mm.
as like people just putting you down. No, bro, go out here and get it. One no doesn't stop you, and if it does, you were never really serious about it anyway. So
Damn.
we've all faced rejection. We've all heard no's. Man, figure it around it, man. I'm gonna either go over it, I'm gonna go under it, or I'm gonna go through it. But either way, it's gonna move. It may not be that day, may not be
Right.
that month, but eventually I'm gonna go past this barrier. And so people get too discouraged with the first no, the
Oh
first
man.
resistance that they feel. Like
For real.
anybody who's anywhere has faced a no, have faced somebody doubting them, have faced all these type of things like that. Like, don't look at me as like, oh man, Jamiel is killing it. Right? You don't know my story. Like you don't know what it's taken for me to be where I am. You don't
Exactly.
understand the sacrifices that I had to make in order to be where I am. You don't understand the sacrifices others had to make for me to be where I am. So don't look at, my story as something that's easy. I make this shit look easy. But
Talk
because
that talk.
I make this shit look
Yeah.
easy because, at 2 in the morning, I'm working while you're sleeping. At
Every
7 in
day,
the
bro.
morning,
Every
I'm
day.
working, I'm up early.
Yeah.
I have 4 more hours in the day than you because I wake up earlier than most of you and go to sleep later than most of you. So I'm just maximizing the 24 hours. I do get rest. So I'm not gonna be out here on that. Who was that a few years ago? Was that Steve Harvey or something?
Oh
Say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't sleep or
Don't
whatever.
sleep.
Nah, yeah, nah, bro.
You'll go crazy.
You're no good if you're not rested, bro.
Yeah.
Prioritize rest when you need it, but when it's grind time and it's that season, man, go hard, and go
Exactly.
hard to where you're not disappointed in yourself. The reason why a lot of people feel how they feel is because it ain't that person that told you no. You disappointed because you ain't worked hard enough to put yourself in position.
And you see others growing and you feel
You
like you
see,
need to be in that
yeah,
position. Yeah.
bro, I'm smarter than this person. I'm doing this more than this person. That
Yeah.
could be the case. I'm not even gonna sit here. But sometimes, favor ain't fair. Like that's, so sometimes that
Part of
person's
life.
just more favored. It's part
Yep.
of life, but
Yep.
you can overcome that through hard work. It's just gonna be a different path for you. Respect your
Mhm.
path, blaze your path, stay in your lane. That's more so what it is, man. Too many
Man,
people are just sensitive about shit they shouldn't be.
man,
I've
bro.
gotten told no. People stop me for people stop me from getting a 50K before. People have stopped me from getting a 500,000 before. Like, so, but you don't see me sitting on the internet
Damn.
crying. It's a fucking 500,000. Excuse me for cussing, but like people got in my way of getting a 500,000.
That
All right,
is
cool. I worked hard and then boom, it came back years later. So,
right, right,
for our construction project and shit like that. So it's
right.
like,
Damn.
this shit's not easy, and people are gonna be against you. People are gonna do everything they can for whatever reason. Who knows why they do what they do?
Just keep pushing.
Just shit, keep pushing, keep
Yeah,
fighting. Yeah,
yeah.
not getting that infusion to do it because that the 500,000 was for our construction project that we're building our headquarters.
Right.
So like people got in the way of that. Maybe what 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. Now we just got it back at the end of this year. So like, just keep working.
Just keep
You know,
working,
just
bro.
keep working.
Y'all killing it, bro. And and
Yeah.
and then you know, I love how you stated prior to our conversation prior that you would rather sit in the office and work than to be in the limelight, and that I think that's freaking awesome, bro. Because a
Bro,
lot
you
of
see me
times,
outside. Where I be? I be off to the side.
yeah, chilling,
Just,
just networking, and then that's all you do, which is beautiful.
yeah, I'm not, looking to be dancing in your videos and all that
Yeah,
other kind of
bro.
stuff. No, I'm just cool. If they give me the microphone, I'm gonna say what I need to say, but I'm not looking for that. I could still consider myself, a very real down to earth person. I'm from the neighborhood. I'm from the
Yeah.
community. I have family that is still, mixed up in all the kind of crazy shit that happens in the black community. Bro,
Hey.
I haven't made it to whatever, bro. I'm walking my journey. And my journey just happens to be a little bit more visible than others. That's it. It's
Yeah.
not better than others. It's not worse than others. It's just mine. Own your shit. That's it. Own your path and
Yeah.
master your path.
And I agree with that, bro. And to make everything, to put the icing on the cake, it seems like now that you did your due diligence, you put in that work, blood, sweat, and tears, put together the team, the whole nine. And now people are seeing, for example, the 40 under 40, award that you was just honored.
Mhm.
The
Oh, that was the 200 most influential
Yeah,
leaders.
200 most influential entrepreneurs, man. That
Yeah.
cold, bro. Like 100, you deserved every bit of that.
No, I appreciate that.
And of course, the I want to say the Kane Detroit, the article that they just posted on you in October. That
Mm.
was a great piece, man. Short, simple, straight to the fact. Uh, but it just shows you the domino effect of working hard, the process of putting your 10 toes into the dirt and actually standing on what you're saying. And
Yeah.
then all the people, the naysayers or the haters, man, keep hating. You're fueling this brother to keep doing what he's doing. That's why I say I
Oh,
love.
I'm not. I'm gonna stop you right there for a second. Like, I'm not even fueled by hate. I tell people all the time, I don't see nobody as competition, and
Ooh,
that's not a slight on them. My
right, right.
only competition is my grandfather and what my uncle did. These are black men in the '70s that own a building that's now considered downtown Grand Rapids in the '70s. They built
Wow.
what they built. So like, I'm trying to get there. Why would I look at anybody else? That's my competition. That's that they did it. They did it bigger. They did it the biggest in the '70s when they were coming right off of the civil rights and everything, and they're
Yeah.
able to do
Oh
that.
man. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
so if they can do that, then like, man, I have no excuse. We have no excuse now. So like, I don't look at people as competition. Like, people, they feel however they feel. Some of it is, most of it I feel is unwarranted. Like, how do hate,
Yeah.
quotation,
Yeah.
somebody who's helping other black businesses
That is a
that that
strong question.
that brings resources that since Grab, the organization I founded, since we began, we helped bring over 3.2 million dollars to black businesses.
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
what is there to be mad about, when it comes to that? Like, my personal
Mm.
businesses over the last few years, I guess you could feel a way about that, but for the majority of our work, it's been to help others. We've gotten because we've given, so it's not like we've just are takers or we're not putting anything out. The vast majority of everything that Grab has, we put back out in the community, you know,
And I
the
witnessed that, man.
financials, like us working in a lot of different ways to help businesses.
Yeah.
A lot of black business that you see in a lot of places has to do with the visibility that we brought as an organization. And
Mm.
this is easily confirmable. I tell people all the time, you can see our journey. Our journey began with the internet.
Yeah.
You can Google
Yeah, man.
2013. You can Google when Grab started. The very first article in 2013 was in the Business Journal. You can Google everything that was said then, and then you can look and see what has happened since then. So our journey is very visible, and it's been intentional. We are leaving blueprints. So
Mm.
for whatever reason, should Grab cease to exist at any time, somebody can be just like, well, what happened before? And you can find the records, you can find the archives, you can